customer service. Purpose of the policy: to provide our clients with optimal beauty services by the most qualified, ethical and responsible human capital, and to create a highly professional environment in order to provide our customers with relaxation, comfort and confidence. Purpose and scope: this policy applies to all employees and partners providing professional services in the premises. This policy also encompasses all procedures involving customer service. Responsible entities: franchise board, store manager, head of operations, associates, employees. Procedure: customer reception. Whenever a customer enters the store manager or assistant manager must welcome him or her using the phrase "Welcome to the Excellence." Any employees or associates present in the reception area should also welcome the arriving customer. The action of welcoming the arriving customer should be both verbal and non-verbal body language. The manager will kindly ask the customer which specific service or product he or she desires and will orient him or her to the appropriate available associate. Customers should be welcomed and served based on their order of arrival. If the client seeks the services of a specific associate, the manager will inform the associate about the client's arrival. If the aforementioned associate was busy, the store manager must inform the customer his or her attention number. How many customers would be attended before her or him does. The manager will coordinate the work to be done according to the shift system and must guarantee that the work gets done by any of the associates. If possible, the associate should tell his or her name to the customer. At the start of a service, the associate must offer water, coffee or tea to the customer. At all times, customers will be treated in a friendly, enthusiastic, dynamic and professional manner. Associates should, at all times, maintain a proper verbal and non-verbal communication that shows respect for the client. The associate shall, at all times, have good manners. Discussions of personal matters, politics, etc. should be avoided. During the service, the associate will devote all his or her attention and care to the customer. The use of personal music players is not allowed, for it makes the communication between the client and the professional more difficult. Associates, managers, assistant managers, coordinators and maintenance staff must be prepared to answer all questions regarding pricing, promotions, products or services in a very friendly and cordial manner. If a customer addresses a complaint, the associate must ask for the store manager to act as a mediator in order to avoid confrontation at all times. If the closing time is getting near and there are still customers waiting, the manager will be responsible for coordinating how the services would be provided with the available associates. Procedure: assignation of unassigned customers, new partners. The shift system is intended to allocate first-time or unassigned customers to each specific associate in a transparent and democratic way. The shift system will be used to serve new or unassigned customers. The shift system won't be used in those cases where the customer is already assigned to a specific associate. The shift system is applicable to any type of service, no matter how simple or complex. However, the capabilities of the required associate should always be taken into consideration. In order to participate in the shift system, the associate must A. Be present within the premises of the franchise, and B. Be capable to fulfill the service required by the customer. If an associate is on duty, but lacks the professional capability to provide the required service, he or she would still keep his or her turn in the shift system. Shift types: with the corporate image of the company must be printed, and they should be customized with the associate's name, his or her profession is, or her code according to the system. The associate's personal flashcards must be posted in a visible place, and they will be sorted by the associate's order of arrival. The rotation of the flashcards will be based on new or unassigned customers. If an associate's turn comes out, and the aforementioned associate is busy, the turn goes to the next associate in line. This does not mean that the busy associate loses his or her position. If an associate is not present due to justifiable reasons, or because it is in his or her mealtime, that associate's flashcards will be turned back. The associate position will remain the same, it won't move back or advance. The turns, shifts of service specialists, like barbers or hair removal professionals, will have priority. If a customer requires a special service, and the specialist is either absent or occupied, the customer will be referred to an integral associate. If an associate is not in the store and does not have a justifiable cause for it, he or she will be left out of the shift rotation for the rest of the day. The store manager or coordinator will decide if a disciplinary measure is required. In case of an associate being absent for a period longer than the one agreed upon with his or her manager, that associate will be left out of the shift rotation for the rest of the day. The store manager or coordinator will decide if a disciplinary measure is required. The associate on duty may give his or her turn to another associate, as long as they take in consideration that both of them will be put at the end of the rotation. The manager will have to assign a turn to the following associate. Procedure: Customer service. The first task of the associate is to carry out a diagnosis in order to determine a customer's needs. The associate will make relevant suggestions and will explain the reasons supporting them. At all times it will be necessary that the client consents to the application of a product or the performance of a service suggested by the associate before proceeding to do it. Only authorized qualified professionals, either by the franchise or the organization, were allowed to suggest the purchase and use of professional products. Proceed with the application of the product or the performance of the service, always in compliance with professionally recommended techniques. The associate will, during the service, offer recommendations and alternative products for the customer to purchase. Upon completion of the service, the professional should ask the customer if he or she requires any other service. If the answer is affirmative, the associate shall accompany the client, along with a ticket, and arrange for the next professional available to perform the additional service requested. At the end of each service, the associate will graciously thank the customer for allowing him or her to serving for her, and will ask the customer if he or she is satisfied with the service provided. If an associate receives a customer that was previously served by another associate, he or she must always ask if the previous service was satisfactory. If a customer expresses dissatisfaction about a service provided, the associate must communicate this to the manager in a discreet and polite manner. Farewell to the customer. At the moment of payment of services and/or products, the manager or assistant manager must verify that 1. The products recommended by the specialist and soon to be purchased by the customer effectively fits the customer's needs. 2. The customer is satisfied and should ask the customer his or her impression about the quality of the products and services received, and about the performance of the associate that served him or her. The manager or assistant manager and any team member in the reception area shall, using both verbal and body language, thank the customer for visiting the store and invite him or her to come again.